day, thanks for enduring that. Today we're going to have a look at one of the final modules that I built at the end of last year. Now this isn't my project really, I've done my own layout for it and I can talk you through the build. It's a great project by Morocco Dave. I'll leave a link in the description to the project page. It's a couple of Arduinos and some additional components. It's going to give you great MIDI sync over hardware devices and also clock outputs as well. I have seen a couple of other projects, but they didn't have the correct clock implemented. You really need the clock to be reset every time you stop and start, and this project by Morocco Dave achieves that, so we can reset the Look Mum No Computers big button sequencer. We can reset that so the beats will remain in time every time you stop and start. This is crucial. Now I think I've come across this project a couple of times and just wasn't ready to commit myself to it. It seemed a bit complex, but nevertheless after many hours got it up and running. I've omitted a few of Morocco Dave's implementations, one being the circuit to boost the clock output to 10 volts. I don't think you're going to need that. There's nothing in my rig that needs 10 volt clocks. Everything there's a few Arduino clock outputs that I have that are 5 volts, and everything's fine with that. Let's have a look at my layout and see if we can navigate it clearly. I shall try my best. Okay, so there you have it. There's two Arduino Nanos. If you haven't done Arduino before, don't worry, it's really straightforward. I haven't got a clue how to program them, but I can certainly upload other people's sketches. I've had quite a lot of success with that, with a few different projects. You've got the 40106, is that a Schmidt trigger? And to the right of that, the opto isolator coupler. My head isn't in the right place at the moment, so excuse me if I'm making some errors here. It's going to cost you about possibly £20 for this project. Down the bottom there is the pins for the MIDI out. Double check the MIDI standards there. I can't remember if that's from the back of the socket or the front, how I've got that configured. But if you follow this layout exactly and you have success in uploading the code, then it's going to work. There's the encoder pin out diagram on the top left there. The start stop that I've got at the top there, I think that's I've not implemented that. I think that's an external start stop. Otherwise it will just be from the push button encoder. And you also need that display. All the components and all the documentation is on Morocco Dave's page, which I'm going to link in the description. So, like I say, if you haven't done Arduino before, check it out. All you need is a PC, a USB cable, and the free software to upload your sketches. Now, I think there was one library that I had trouble obtaining, getting the correct library for the timer. I can't really help you out there. If you've done Arduino before, you'll be familiar with some of the hurdles. Otherwise, get yourself on the learning curve, and if you've got plenty of time, you should be able to get to the bottom of it. I'm sorry if I'm being a bit vague here. Just make sure you get Arduinos when you purchase them with the bootloader, otherwise it's going to give you headaches. It's not always clear on the listings, but yeah, you need the bootloader on the Arduinos. So yeah, that first Arduino, that deals with the MIDI, and that I think goes through the 40106, the output from that, and then it goes into that opto isolator, and into the second Arduino, which deals with the clock. There's six clock outputs there. Have a good look at that diagram, and I think everything's got a label, everything that you need there. The 3904 transistor, now there's info on the original project page as to why that's there with a capacitor, I think, and a resistor. It's to do with the EEPROM. I think every time it shuts down, or even numerous times during the operation, it does write to a memory which is limited in its read and writes, and apparently this enables better functionality, to put it briefly. And when I was breadboarding it, I didn't have the transistor and associated components in there, and I was wondering why it didn't work. So you're better off just building this with all the components, as opposed to testing it out on your breadboard without some of them, and it won't work without that transistor circuit. So yeah, well, there you have it really. Have a good read through Morocco Dave's page, and I do recommend using my layout. He's got a layout, but it's in black and white, and this is a slightly shrunk down version, but still fully functional, and great MIDI timing, and you can implement this with all your analog gear as well, with the clock outs. Well, good luck with attempting this build. You might have a few hurdles to overcome, and when you have built it, don't forget to get that guitar out and have a little jam. See you next time. Thanks for watching.